Hello and happy Monday. Alicia Yusuf here with your astrology from the 9th until the 15th of November. Now we have an opposition between Venus and Mars building today. So that's going to be exact early Tuesday morning, 2:08 a.m. here in Brisbane. So that's Monday for most of the world. And I don't know, Pat Benatar's song, Love is a Battlefield, keeps coming to mind in this. But it's got a sense of at least the negotiating parties are coming and sitting at the table. You know, if you think back to the early September when we had the square between Venus and Mars and things really had a lot of frustration and tension, now it's almost like you can bring any itchy scratchies, any irritabilities, any frustrations you have in partnership and find a way to talk. You're probably becoming from opposite sides, but it's that place where at least you're sitting down and you can discuss it and you can try and work through it. You know, Venus in Libra has a cooling balm for Mars in Aries, and it's almost like, you know, he has been going backwards for so long. And yes, this is the week where he starts to go direct again, but there is this sense of he's getting given a bottle of water or some oranges so he can, you know, get his energy up so that when he starts going direct from the weekend, he has the energy and the impetus to be able to do it. So I think for this, it's perhaps talking to our partners, talking to our friends, talking about wherever this is playing out in your life, wherever you are collaborating, cooperating, or joining with other people, wherever there are feelings of impatience or frustration, just having ability to think about it and connect with them and have the discussion. Venus in Libra is really easily able to help weigh the balances and listen to other people. So definitely use that energy today while you can. Then on Wednesday, so it's happening 7:55 a.m. here in Brisbane, we've got Mercury now direct back into Scorpio. So all those weeks of digging that we were doing back in October, we're going to be going back into that territory again. But this time it's like we've got a new and fresh view on everything. And as we did that retrograde period through Scorpio back in October, we learned a lot, we understood a lot. So now it's time to put everything into place. So wherever you are feeling depth or intensity of emotion, wherever you're feeling like maybe you need to get underneath something or really bring the truth to light, this is the energy to use. So Mercury will be in this area until the 2nd of December. So it's a bit slower than normal, of course, because still coming out of that retrograde period. So yeah, we do have another 3.5 weeks of this energy before he moves into Sagittarius. Then on Thursday from about 11 a.m. here, so that'll be Wednesday night for most people, the moon does move into its balsamic phase. So we've got the new moon on Sunday. So really between Thursday and Sunday, there is this sense of needing to rest, needing to recharge, and not having too many expectations on yourself. You know, the dark moon energy is definitely a time to be turning inwards, and along with this Mercury and Scorpio energy and the sun there too, there is this sense of don't beat yourself up about things. You know, if you can't do everything right now, especially we've got Mars literally stationing this week as well. He's hardly moving at all this week in the sky. So there is just a sense of wipe the slate clean. Don't have a full social calendar this week or a full calendar at all. Just nourish yourself, do restorative things and rest as much as you can, because it is going to be going upwards once Mars goes direct from next week. So on Friday, we have the alignment between Jupiter and Pluto, which has been one of the major astrological alignments this year. So this is the final between the two. So that's happening 7:38 a.m. here in Australia on Friday morning. So that is Thursday for much of the world. And look, I wrote an article back in June. I will link that up this week, just on the sense that one of the themes I have seen this year is the inability to breathe. I can't breathe, whether it's been through it, you know, the environment and everything burning, whether it has been through mask wearing and COVID, or whether it's been from the Black Lives Matter movements and that feeling of oppression that stops us from being able to breathe. So it almost feels like now the pressure is released a bit. Both these planets are direct. We get a chance to breathe in, but we can't forget what has happened this year. Pluto has taken all of us down into his halls, into his, Pluto is Hades, the god of death. He's taken us down and showed us what's going on underneath, what's going on in the underbelly of society. And we need to not forget. We can't forget that climate change is happening and it's huge. And those fires that happened last year here in Australia, we need to make changes now. And this is the chance to do it. So I would say, as you come up to this transit this year and as we're heading towards the end of the year, it's really about understanding what Pluto truths have your eyes been open to, and how can you be an agent for change towards the future. Because the thing is, the future's coming whether we like it or not. It's just whether or not you'll be aligned to the positive parts or the old systems that are crumbling. It's each of us has the choice about what to do in this place. So definitely be using that Scorpio intensity as this is happening, and preparing towards the new moon going on Sunday too, because on Saturday we have the moon moving into Scorpio and Mars stationing to go direct. And then on Sunday, we have the new moon happening in Scorpio, and it's right after, just after the sun has sextiled both Jupiter and Pluto as well. So it's like the unfolding of the crumbling power structures that have been happening this year, and the deep place that we've all been taken to understand the inequities, the vulnerability, the people that are being oppressed and held down in our society. How can we lift them up as well as lifting ourselves up at the same time too? So this new moon is happening at 3:07 p.m. on Sunday here in Australia, and it's got a lot of excitement about it. It's going to be the last lunation for a while that isn't an eclipse. There is definitely a ease about this and a hope for the future, but I think it's going to also hold our feet to the fire in a way, and saying, you can't forget what we've been through. You can't just put everything aside and think we're going to go back to normal, because there is, we're in a new normal now. So folding in anything that you understand from there. It's also going to be ruled by this Mars in Aries, which has, yesterday's station to go direct, or Saturday. And that happens from 10:35 a.m. on Saturday. So there is this sense of, yes, we're slowly grinding forward again. But I don't know, the image that keeps coming to mind for me is like at the end of World War II, when all these cities that had been bombed, yes, victory, peace had come, the war was over, but then they had the cleanup, and then they had the chance to vision, okay, how do we want to rebuild? What does that look like? And how can we do it in a way that is equal, fair, and just for all, and allows freedom for everybody? So I think if this is a turning point week, but in a very deep way. So I think that we saw a lot of change happen last week globally, but also personally. And I think that this week as well, there will be some deeper change going on as well, to kind of align ourselves with that. I don't know. It's like the insides coming to meet the outsides, if that makes sense. So I wish you all a wonderful week ahead. Good. If you want to join me for my new moon workshop in Scorpio, I'm just putting the finishing touches on that today. So you can register on my website for that. And I'll see you all next week.